Hello, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role playing games with friends. It's Saturday as we play, so it's Star Wars Saturdays, and we are continuing our quarterly that will end 2024 for Star Wars Saturdays at least. We are playing Swoop Gangs, which is a Star Wars hack of the very excellent and fun one percenters. And we have set the game on Niamos, a beachside planet seen in the TV show Andor. This is during the time of the New Republic, so it is literal decades past the Andor TV series. And the New Republic is ostensibly in control, but more locally, the New Republic are working in conjunction with what is called or known as the Niamos Shore Authority. The Shore Authority does have among its membership within its ranks some ex-Imperials who have disavowed themselves of the Empire and signed up with the New Republic. And you guys met a member who's probably like, I'm curious. In last session, you guys ran into Lieutenant, or he ran into you, Lieutenant Reven, a uh, Amira Lucan. Those are the near humans who were born blind, but still have the ability to move about the world. I'm curious, what is the rumor? Uncle, you've been here the longest. What is the rumor about Lieutenant Reven? Or maybe you know firsthand, was Reven part of the Empire, or is he a more recent?
Oh yeah, he was definitely part of the Empire.
Ah,
100%.
cool. I did try to do the Imperial patter with him, so that sounds good to me.
I think there's probably some sort of I don't know whatever kind of like tribunals or whatever they had when the Empire fell, and he like pulled some strings or got some. He knew a guy and was able to kind of slide through.
Good friends with Luke, right?
Yeah,
Luke owed him one. No, no, that's not true at all. Sweet. Good. Let's go around the horn and remind ourselves because we're new to at least one of the characters here. Let's start from the left-hand side of the character keeper, heading towards the right. We know that Greg Sikar, he told us at the end of last session he wouldn't be able to join us. So we have three players, and we start with Undash.
Yeah, I'm Anders, he, him. I'm playing Granny, she, her. She is the chaplain of the gang. I think she's been part of the gang for quite a long time. So that's who she is, is a gang member. Um, she last session she helped the kid Hoopla, no,
Yes, Ula.
Hula, um, hide the fact that they had stolen holo thing from Al, our clone trooper guard type guy. So I taught Hula some things. Basically, you can trust in the gang, but you need to rely on yourself. And when the man comes knocking, you don't admit to anything. Uh,
Hula's made sure those are two tenets of Hula's now life and desire to be a member of the gang. Thanks, Granny. Cool. Thank you so much. Next up is Mark. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your character, please.
yeah. Mark he them playing Uncle he him. Uncle has been around for a while. Was sibling of the previous president, who is like got busted and taken off world. And yeah, kind of not dealing with the fact that maybe some folks look at him as the new leader and just kind of trying to like get along for now.
Yes, indeed. One of the conflicts that we are interested in exploring. And then, last but certainly not least, Stephen.
Hi, my name is Steven. My pronouns are he, him, and today I'm playing Gopher, whose pronouns are she, her. Gopher is a relatively young um member of the gang, and she has an older sister who has dropped out of the gang life and disapproves because she got hurt during the process um of being in a gang. And Gopher is the delivery person. Most of the time is like, Uber Eats or something like that, the Star Wars equivalent, but occasionally we'll make deliveries that are more illicit and knows the streets. Yeah.
All right. I was trying to think of a cool way to start off the session, and I I think it would be interesting if we start off with just a little bit of world building. One of the things note noteworthy about Niamos is what's known as the sorry, trying to find my words. The sunset spectacle. As the sun sets over the ocean, Niamos is one of the activities is that people will gather to enjoy the sunsets. Some on rooftop terraces, other people there will be things where they're trying to get particular seats so they can see the sun set over the waters. Uh, so the sun hovers just above the horizon, casting molten streaks of pink and orange across the endless stretch of water. The waves glitter like shards of glass rolling gently onto the shore, where footprints melt into the wet sand. You hear music humming from the boardwalk, soft and distant, and the evening breeze carries hints of salt, citrus, and something sweet. Often tourists will gather along the beach, drawn by the glow that spills over the sea and the sky as if the planet itself is holding its breath, waiting for night to arrive. How does Uncle spend this particular, uh, as we begin, this particular sunset spectacle? Where do we
Mm.
find him? What is he doing?
Um, Interesting. I think probably hunkered down at the motel. Um, we didn't establish who like exactly how many other gang members there are and or how many other folks we have, but there's a few, right?
Yeah,
I think I think Uncle's I think Uncle's trying to figure out um how to play that line because we got the warning from what's his name?
Reven.
Reven. There we go. Reven last time about not causing trouble during the upcoming stuff. I think some other gang members kind of got wind of that and got um, ruffled. And I think Uncle's trying to figure out how to manage like, do I talk to folks and say like be cool, or do I talk to folks and say like do what you like but don't get caught, or am I like, do we want to plan a thing to keep us busy or do something anyway? I think right, like I think Uncle's just like in the clubhouse, just kind of like trying to collect the few thoughts that he has, which are not many, but work and just kind of like using the upshot, using the quiet time where everyone else is out doing that stuff to kind of like collect himself.
Nice, nice.
Not a big
What
thinker though.
what about Granny? As the sunset spectacle takes place, you know that here, even the girls who live and work here, they'll often take time away, head up to, say, there's a couple of rooftop terraces that are set up, and they'll sip a few cocktails, and it's a moment of transition from the heat of the day to the cool of the night. And what about Granny? What is Granny doing on this particular night when the sunset spectacle begins?
I think she has taken her old crappy swoop bike actually down to the beach, like to an area that's not the main touristy part, but kind of a bit off to the side. Because when once the night falls, she's going to do a round of collections from the people we protect. So it's and that's when business gets going. Like there's a lot of business like right around this time. So uh, later it will quiet down a bit, and then she's going to go pay some people some visits.
Fine. And then, of course, Gopher, I must know, what are you up to during the sunset spectacle?
So this is pretty much Gopher's busiest time. People don't want to get out. They kind of want to enjoy what they enjoy. So I'm not delivering directly to people who are uh at vacation spots to view the sunset, but I am delivering a lot of product, um, mostly legitimate, maybe a little bit under the table, to like restaurants and other establishments. And I think that there's actually on the beach and on particular uh venues, there are like little startup people who like they come out, they've got a nice couple of chairs or set of chairs and an umbrella, and this is a way that they can make money where the tourists come in and they're like, "Oh, I can rent this table for the sunset and it's X amount." Yeah.
Hmm, neat. Cool. So I'm going to pick up with Gopher. Gopher is, as you said, one of your busiest times of the day. You are moving between customers. Do you have a set of regulars, or do you just have a corner or a circuit? How do you
I have a
get?
set of regulars.
Hmm.
If a day is very slow, then I think there's like a little sort of like a channel on the HoloVid that pops up where I can talk to people who aren't regulars. But for the most part, I hit the people who I know and trust.
Cool. Um, as you are moving between regulars, see you see before they want you to see them. A Rhodian is trailing you. There's a gang known as the Akan clan, and you recognize this Rhodian from the Akan clan.
And they're just trailing me.
Yes, they're keeping an eye on you. What do you
Okay.
do?
I think in this case, um, I guess the first thing I do is I try and shake them. Um, but you know, I think after I notice them, I drop off, the delivery that I'm in the process of, and I let my regular uh customer know, hey, you know, I don't know if they're here for you or if they're here for me, but you should keep your eyes out um on, there's another gang that's watching. And then I'll leave. And if it's obvious that they're following me and they're not after the target, my customer, then I'll
Yeah.
try and shake them. Yeah.
Okay. You do find that when you break away from your customer, he doesn't pay any more attention to her and continues trailing you. He's not on a speeder bike. I imagine that let's say, hey, let's find out where you're at. So let's go to Niamos on our little map, and let's say that we've already seen the automated laundromat. Uh, no, I don't think do you think maybe you're down by the strip? Would you be that far away from
I
home?
actually think I'm going back and forth. Number one, I think that where these vendors set up their views is
Hmm.
along where number 31 is along the Calrissian Hab. right? It's right on the
Oh,
beach,
okay.
and they've set all that stuff up. So I'm going in between there, and there's a meat vendor. I think we have a butcher.
You do. Yes.
Yes.
That his name is Carp. Carp Meats Shop.
So I think I'm going back and forth. So I'm going into the grid where the shops and stuff are, and then ferrying back out where the customers would be.
Oh, neat. Along the promenade, which is the stairs that we know exist that you can see on either my background or Tesh's background, along the promenade, there's a relatively significant amount of shore authority who are around. There are also, you're a week away from the Lemmy Championship, and it's started to swell as good as it gets for uh how many tourists will come to Niamos in the height of summer. It's at that point already, a week out from the Lemmy Championship. So there's quite a lot of crowd, and getting to your regulars is probably a little more challenging. Let's say that you're working your way between the Habs um, when you try to leave this Rhodian behind. So let's set that to a roll. At current, I don't think tension is involved in this roll. So what style are you using to try to get away? Trying to be
It would
cool or be badass?
it would definitely be cool. I'm trying to not draw attention to myself or anything like that because I've got a job to do. Yeah.
Okay. And then what thing are you bringing to bear?
Um, I'm definitely on my hog, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So that's six dice, one for doing a thing. So that's seven. Uh, do any of your three expertises come to play? I don't think they do, but you tell me. What do you
I
think?
don't think so. No.
Okay. I'm going to say that the difficulty of shaking is hard. They want to keep track of you, and once they realize you're trying to shake them, they're going to be less worried about you knowing who they are and more worried about keeping track of you and not losing you. So it'll be hard. You'll need three successes. You're rolling seven dice. Do you want to spend any carks?
No, I think I'm going to stick with this.
Okay.
So let me roll that. That's five successes.
Wow. Okay. So if you take a look in our NPCs tab under the column EC is motto. Motto is the Rhodian you have just effectively given the slip. Motto was on foot. You kick things into gear. You see that Motto actually um, is wearing a pair of hover boots, almost like little like a hoverboard except skates, and he kind of kicks up and tries to keep track of you. What is it that you do to completely lose him and leave him in your dust?
Yeah, so I think what I do with that kind of role, I think what I do is I lead him into the amusement park area, which is area 30.
Fine.
And um slip in there. There's a whole, you said that the crowds were swelling. There's a lot of people in there,
Oh yeah.
people who either couldn't afford or didn't want to go to the sunset view. And I think usually on my way back and forth as I'm making deliveries, I'll stop by. So Rado, is that the right name? Oh, so Mato.
Mm,
So Mato sees me every once in a while. So I take a swing through the amusement area and he's looking for me and he sees me through the crowd and then I tear off to make my next delivery. And so he's occupied kind of in that area looking for me thinking I'm isolated there.
nice. Cool. I love it. Uh Yeah, that's awesome. You leave him behind, and he is none the wiser. He has no idea where you went. You lose him in the crowds at the amusement park.
But
Last thing we see. Yes.
I think I am going to radio back to the rest of the gang while I'm busy. I'll have a second while I'm waiting for, someone to give me the food or something like that, I'm going to message back and say, hey, we got some attention from another gang. You said I knew which gang it was?
Yeah, it's the Akin clan. He's
The Aachen.
a young member of the Akin clan. Kina is the leader of the Akin clan. They're all Rhodians.
Okay. So yeah, I let them know that the Aachen clan has some eyes on us, and to everyone else to watch out. I've given them the slip. I'm occupying them a little bit. So this guy shouldn't be on any of you, but if they got people on me, maybe they have people on you too.
Nice. All right, before we shift to one of our other characters, I want to shift gears to the Night Blossom Motel tab of our character keeper, where we have a set of rules. This is one of the reasons that I wanted to run Swoop Gangs is I wanted to play test out this set of rules, which I've stolen from the amazing game Nawal. Nawal is awesome. You should totally play it. I don't know why I'm not running it right now. It's so good. But I've stolen those rules and hacked them slightly. So the motel is uh, your venue. And at the beginning of a session or when time passes, you check an expense box. Even though Uncle isn't our president, I'm gonna put Uncle to work. You got to check our expense box, one of the tick box. There we go. And roll a die plus your current hospitality against a simple difficulty. Simple is one success needed. So you're basically running uh, one die plus hospitality. Hospitality is one, so roll two dice, and you're looking for four, fives, or sixes. And I close down the roller,
Oh,
so I'm
maybe I
going
have
to
to.
jump over there.
Let me add two dice instead of just a +2 to no dice. There we go. Nope.
Oh my, oh my, oh my. Cool, exciting, exciting. Okay, great. So, if your roll succeeds, you have some things. On a failed roll, your motel is at risk of being shut down. Bugs, legal troubles, structural damage. Work it out with the GM, which is me. I
We
think
have at
that
least two of
the
those already.
Yeah, I think this is great. The dice are just reinforcing what happened at the end of the last session. Uncle, you're thinking about what to do. Granny, you've been moving around doing the circuit of extortion, and there have been a lot of shore authority folks around. And in fact, there's a speeder that has been parked um, at the Biscuit Baron, and it is so obviously an unmarked car. And they're just hanging out, keeping an eye on you guys. So that's your risk. That's what's going on.
Mm. And the biscuit
Cool.
place is
Oh, it's on our Niamos. It's number 2. The Biscuit Baron is a
right
fast
next to
food restaurant. It's basically space McDonald's.
right. Yeah, it's right across or it's right next to us. Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So they're parked like across from the Biscuit Baron. Every once in a while, one of the two guys will come into the Biscuit Baron, get some food, bring it back out. They're just keeping track of things.
Cool.
And Granny, who's your first customer that you're going to be going with? Because you realize that there is a cam droid, basically like not Imperial probe droid, but only because all that's been repainted with New Republic Shore Authority insignias
Mhm.
that is tracking you.
How big do we think our territory is here? Um,
I
it's
think
like,
that this is your territory.
oh, all of the whole map.
I think up to shoreside for basically that's a great question. Let me share screens and I'll talk out where my thoughts are.
Mhm.
And if you guys have alternating thoughts, let me know. But I think basically shoreside once shoreside security department starts here, like this is probably where things stop, but everything along this line
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense.
is your stuff. It's
So
stuff that you guys have power over.
everything west of Fifth Street I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. Everything west of Fifth Street North is
Cool.
considered yours. Basically, First Ave is far too popular, and Shoreside security keeps close eyes on that. So everything from second to fifth is
Yeah.
yours. Yeah.
Uh, I imagine I've been like up north of the map, basically, or the far edge of the north edge when I was out like watching the ocean. So I think I'm coming in going like south on Sixth Street. I don't think the day-to-day employment agency is on our, or at least not this time of day. But the carp meat shop sounds like a place that needs protecting.
It's true. The owner and proprietor of Carp is a guy by the name of Rostic Carp. He is on your neighbors section of the NPCs tab. He's the butcher at Carp Meats and the guy who opened it. It's been open for a few years now and does pretty good business. It is very, very busy when you make your rounds.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm imagining there's like a little chime that sets off and you step inside. Immediately there's that smell of blood in the air, that kind of rust, irony, coppery smell to the air. There's a line of people and he's hard at work. He's got um well, yeah, I'll let you. Grady, do you think that Rostic employs? I don't think he has kids, but does he employ his like family members, or does he have droids helping him?
Ooh. Um, I think there's like one droid that's chopping stuff like one of those four-armed, like really
Yeah,
just and then but then
Stormtrooper.
he has a couple of helpers who like pack things up, talk with the customers, and do the fancier bits. Like the droid is the brute uh,
Mm.
preparation, but they do the
Brief
yeah.
aside, in Star Wars Outlaws, there is a bit early on where you go with your little pet, and there's a droid that runs a little like meat booth. It's just like a walk up kind of sort of food truck that never goes anywhere thing, but there's an actual cut scene with the thing like chopping up all the food and barbecuing. He's got like a little flame roaster on it. It's so cool. It's super great. It's one of my favorite parts of early stage Star Wars Outlaws. It really tickles me. So yes, you and to make sure I follow it, we've got a chopper droid
Mhm.
and you said, but dealing with customers with Rostic are organics or
Yeah,
like okay, okay, cool. So a mix.
yeah.
Oh, cool. I like it. So, yeah, he is trained to when the thing chimes and the door opens, he's trained to look up. Long counter. He's behind with a couple of people he's working alongside the chopper droid. Uh, Big, thick apron. He sees you, meets your eyes, glances at all of the customers, and then he leans over, hey, give me a minute. And he pulls the apron off, and he's going to come around the corner and kind of gives the head nod to you. He wants to move outside to talk to you.
Mhm. Sure, I'll go with it.
I imagine, you tell me if this jives with your headspace, your head canon. I imagine, as far as you know, his workers, his employees don't know he's paying you on the side to keep things
Yeah,
cool.
I think they aren't they're not like worldly enough or whatever you would call it to have figured out that there's something weird going on. Like they're pretty young or just hired help, that sort of thing.
Cool. So he steps out outside in the back
Hmm.
alley where there is a like dumpster with a bunch of flies buzzing around it from all the scraps and the like. And there are, I don't know, yeah, I think it's a thing where he's had to set up it to be pretty secure because animals will come and try to rip it open, but of course you can still hear the flies. And then he doesn't notice it, but you hear the low hum of that totally not an Imperial probe droid. Uh, w- and he's gotten like a I mean, his credits, right? He pay you in credits. He's not going to
Hmm.
make an electronic transfer. He pays in
Yeah.
physical currency. So it's interesting. Sorry, I'm just thinking this through, right? It's not going to be an envelope of paper bills. This is Star Wars. It's probably going to be like a pouch of
Yeah.
credits.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So he's got this. He reaches into his. He took off his apron, so it's probably like a thick shirt that he kind of reaches into the fold of it and pulls out the pouch. And he's about to hand this over to you when you hear that droid, which probably has cameras on it. What do you do?
Hmm. Um, do I just hear the droid or can I locate it? Like
Oh
see
yeah,
where
you glance and it's coming around the corner, right, to where it's got a
yeah, yeah,
shot
yeah.
down the alleyway of you.
Yeah, I think I'll just try to position myself so that I can accept the pouch of money without the transfer like being spotted from the droid. Like if I can either put my back towards the droid so that I'm between it and the money, or if I can like stand so that when he hands it to me, it's like he's between that sort of thing.
It sounds a little dangerous, right?
Yeah, 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 absolutely.
Sounds tense to me. Let's put
Hmm.
it to a roll. I'm gonna say it's a normal difficulty, but it is a little stressful, and I feel like you're gonna have to be cool.
Yeah, sadly, I agree.
Not your forte.
No. Um, so let me see. Is this head maybe?
Sure, it totally makes sense for me.
That gives me three dice.
One for trying, one for
Oh yeah,
cool,
so
two
four.
for head. So you're at 4 dice.
And what's the difficulty?
Hold on. Do you have an expertise? You're extorting right now. You're literally
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
extorting
yeah.
people. So that's another die. So that's
Okay.
5 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think vandalism or you tell me.
I'm not really sneaking stuff around. I'm being sneaky, but that's under extortion. I don't think
Okay.
I'm dipping that.
You need 2 successes, and you currently have 5 dice.
Five
You want to
dice.
spend any carks? Because you got a lot of carks.
Five dice is plenty. I'm sure nothing. I just
Okay.
roll that, and I get one success and a bunch of threes.
Oh
So
my goodness. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Yeah, so you position yourself, you feel like you've got a good angle where this droid is not going to be able to get any pictures. He doesn't notice it until he's already put the pouch in your hand. Kirk, did you see that? Uh, I need to get back in.
yeah, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it.
And he's going to try to slide back in
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to the shop. Okay. And the droid is just tell me. I think I'm just gonna go for the general look of the probe droid that Han and
Hmm.
Chewie shot, right? The big
Yeah, yeah.
honking things with the various arms and the weird eye. And it continues forward.
I think I think I'm gonna try to shoot it. Like if I have because I or wait, do I imagine this is like transmitting live or is it recording and it will drop off the recording? I mean, what's the
Well, Han and
reasonable?
Chewie thought that it was recording, but
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
was evidently
Was live
giving off
transmitting.
some kind of signal.
Yeah. I think I'm making the same assumption. Like maybe
That's a
it's sending
great
some sort of
assumption.
signal, but yeah. So I think I don't know how equipment works in this game.
There we
Okay,
go. That's what she looks like. You don't know how equipment works in this game. Okay.
yeah.
You use the tools, things,
Okay,
you
okay.
just bring that to bear. Yep.
Yeah. So I think I'm wondering if I would have some kind of ion gun, but it's probably just a blaster. Um,
I'm open to if you think Granny's the person who carries around an ion blaster, that is it's okay with me. It's if that how you see her, then
I think there are enough droids and that sort of stuff around that it would be a useful thing to have. Like
sure.
yeah, you can knock out a droid without blasting it to pieces, and that seems. And I have three in tools, so.
Cool.
Uh,
So here's what we'll do. It's a
oh,
difficulty
sorry.
of two. Oh,
The,
sorry.
the previous role was risky or something. What it's
Oh,
called?
it's yeah, there was tension, so any one should have drawn away Karks, but I didn't see
Oh
any
yeah,
ones.
yeah. I didn't get one. Yeah, cool.
So you want to draw on this thing and shoot it.
Yeah.
Here's what we'll do. It's not a combative thing. It does have a stunner on it, but it's not armed. It
Hmm.
has to be engaged and it has to perceive it's in a dangerous situation, which this poor little shore authority droid is not aware that it's about to be shot by Vix Distro, aka Granny. But so we're going to do the thing of two difficulties. If you want to just
Hmm.
shoot the thing, and you don't care if it gets off a transmission, um, then the difficulty is normal. You've got the exact right tool. Boom, you shoot it. Uh, However, shooting it before it actually transmits anything, like any evidence, any notes, anything at all, is carking hard, which is four. So you can go against it, just try to hit the two difficulty. That's cool. But if you tell me you're going against the four with tension
Hmm.
involved, then what that does is that means that if you roll four ones and you're only trying to get the normal difficulty, the most you can lose is two carks, right? Because the difficulty of the roll
Yeah.
is the max amount of carks you can lose. But if you're going for broke, you could potentially lose four carks.
Got it. Okay, so let me figure out my dice here. I think I'm being badass
I
now.
agree. Shooting a
Wait,
droid, that sounds kind of badass to me. And you're using a
uh,
tool.
I'm using tools, which gives me another three dice.
So you're
So
sitting at
I'm
seven
up to
dice right
seven.
now.
And I does this count as vandalism?
It does, because it's someone's property. It's the property of Shore Authority.
So that's eight dice, which means getting four successes is kind of 50-50.
Hmm.
Um, and I can spend cards to get extra die.
You can.
How many cards can I spend?
On your own roll, as many as you want.
Well, I don't want to spend many. I'll spend one. I think like nine dice.
So
What could
miserly.
possibly go wrong?
It's going to take it slightly over to a better and 50-50 shot. Sounds awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I roll my nine
Actually,
dice.
it's not 50-50. It's you have a pretty good chance.
Yeah, and I get four successes, and one of them was on the last die, but I get two ones.
Oh man, so fire and I think you fire a couple shots and the droid and cranks onto the Duracrete alleyway street there. What is it do you imagine you like ducked out of the way and scraped yourself, or was it just the stress of the situation? What do you think is the reason for your
I
loss of a
think it
couple?
gets off a shot with that stun blaster it has. So it's like the hand Greedo thing, like we're basically firing at the
Yeah.
same time. Um, and it gets the blue lightning stuff around it, but it fires off a stun shot before it shuts
Nice.
down.
Sweet. That's awesome. Boom. Thing hits the ground. Uh, what do you do? You've got a few moments. You don't think it got any transmission off. So,
Hmm.
but you also know they keep track of these things. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I just pull out like whatever recording device is there. I just pull that out or smash it, whatever is easiest to
sure.
disable that so that the recordings are gone. If I can also take out the locator, I will do that, but probably not. That's not as important. If they find it here, that doesn't matter as much to me as making sure it doesn't have the
Okay.
recording of the panel.
Yeah, you spool out a little data crystal where you know things are stored on the thing locally because they don't transmit a great deal of data. We're still thinking of this
Yeah.
as like 70s level Star
Mhm.
Wars tech. So you feel confident that, yeah, you got away from it. You got away with this. It was tight, a little
Yeah.
stressful.
And I don't think I take the data crystal with me. I think I just put it on the ground and stomp on it,
Okay.
just because then there's nothing on me that someone can pick up later.
Pretty smart. Pretty smart. I mean, the only thing on you is a pouch of credits, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, about the
that's
credit, that's
that's
one
your,
thing.
you know, it's just you're a lady who does work. What is that even about? Sweet. Uh, let's cut to Uncle. I'd like if you got an idea, Mark, then let's roll with your idea. If not, then I've got ideas too.
Yeah, give me.
Okay. So I think a couple of the gang members come into the clubhouse and see you. A couple of
Hmm.
our NPC gang members. I'd like to go with Slisk as Meek, who's
Hmm.
in Trandoshan, male, and uh fucking Woo. I just want to throw those two in because I've got names to them. So Woo, who was a rebel pilot who mustered out and was real pissed about not getting any back pay and joined up with you guys. And then Slisk. So we know that your former president was sold out by Krusk, a
Hmm.
female Trandoshan. What do you know of the relationship between Slisk and Krusk?
Mm. I think they. Mm, I think they had. I think they both worked for the Empire at some point, like as like hired muscle. Um, and because it's not the most friendly work environment, I think they were kind of like rivals, like kind of like who could get the most kills or who could hurt this guy the most or whatever.
Okay, rivals.
Yeah.
Nice. So Slisk, so stayed on when
Yeah.
Krusk brutalized you guys. Do you imagine that Slisk is an I told you so kind of person, or is
Oh
Slisk
yeah. Yeah.
okay? Yeah, told you guys she was
Yeah.
bad.
Maybe less I told you so and more just like that fucking guy, right? Like
Ah,
like I always
yeah,
knew about this guy. Yeah.
cool. So Slisk and Woo, they both come into the clubhouse and they're here to talk to you. Uh, glance around and Woo gestures to Slisk. Slisk, big guy,
Mhm.
right? Um, Woo, tiny girl.
Yeah.
And she comes up. Hey,
Well,
Unc,
yeah. Take a seat.
what are we going to do about the Karkin Authority? They're parked
We're
right
gonna
outside. They're watching everything we do.
I've been thinking about it. And if I mean they're not making uh, any real attempt to hide that they're there, so they know we see them. But we know they're there, so they're probably not expecting us to be somewhere else. If we know where they are, we know where we can go more safely.
I guess. I don't
Just
like
gotta
it.
watch so we're not followed, I guess.
I don't want to follow Mags. No offense.
Yeah, no, I don't want any. No one's gonna follow Mags. We took care of that problem.
Not the right ways.
Did we decide what happened to
Yes, Krusk is a member of the Broken Legion, a rival gang.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we will. He's not getting off that easy.
To call the hunt on her. She's probably the reason we're having this trouble with the authority.
I think the reason is that we're doing a little bit too well for their liking,
Who
which is
says
a
if
good
we're
problem to have.
who says if we're doing well, where's my cut?
You get your cut same as everyone else. If you want more, you want a bigger cut, bring some more money in.
She slumps into a chair and then traces her finger over one of the names of a previous member of the gang. Got a lot of opportunity, man. If and the authorities just gonna ride us like this, we're gonna miss out on some big time credits.
Talk to me about the opportunities.
Well, you know, the Akin clan, they move a lot of
Yeah,
spice. I heard they're running out.
yeah. I hear they're running up on well, running out. So their supply dried up.
Yeah. So maybe we move in on that. And Vince Lisk says, we really want to do that. We don't know how to do that. Maybe, maybe we make a run for them.
We make a run for the Rhodians.
I don't want to sling spice.
What do you want to do?
It was like, well,
I already
Gopher
know.
could do it. Gopher can move product.
What's your idea, Slisk?
We approach the Atkins. Sure, they've got suppliers. I've heard. We make a run, we bring them back all the spice they need to sell, and we take a cut, but they do the hard work.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. I mean, that's the start of a good idea.
So,
I think we can actually accommodate both of those plans one way or the other. Let me talk it over with some other folks. Yeah, good hustle. You got anything going on today?
not today.
Well, find something to keep yourself busy with.
All right. Seeing probe droids around.
Well, if you take them apart, maybe we can sell them for parts. Beats
Listen,
beats beats knocking over parking meters.
I think that's when Granny, you walk in from having done the thing and go for you into the scene whenever you wish.
Yeah, I think I take the various pouches of money I've collected because I assume I've been to more places
Sure.
and
Yeah.
put them. Sorry, are we in the like the clubhouse
Yeah,
thing or
Yeah.
yeah? Um,
It's one of our regular sets. We'll be getting a lot of use out
yeah,
of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It saves
I
us
think it's
on
the
budget.
clubhouse downstairs. Like this is the like
Downstairs.
yeah.
Cool.
Do we have
I
someone who is our treasurer?
uh there is no PC who is treasurer, but if you
Yeah.
want to declare that you have a treasurer, that is perfectly fine with me.
What do we think is more interesting? Is it more interesting if we have a treasurer or if we're like handling that more ad hoc?
Feels like we kind of it would be a thing that we handle more ad hoc, but I'm up for whatever.
Yeah, cool. So I think I just take this money and put it in the I don't know, safe money box, whatever, where
Mm.
we keep it. Uh, and I assume we have some kind of ledger or something where we have just like shorthand notes of like not exactly a code, but like this is just this person paying off, this person paying off, and just make a check mark,
Yeah.
something like that. Um, Probably on a computer because Star Wars doesn't do paper a lot. So yeah, I just note who has paid and if anyone was light, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
Ooh, I want someone to be light. Let's see. I'm going to say Ulfnir was light. Ulfnir is the pawn shop owner,
Mm-hmm.
and he said that he told you his excuse for being light. He said he'd get you back next week, but the authority repossessed a bunch of his stuff, saying it was stolen. He had no idea it was stolen, of course, he says.
Of course not. Of course.
So he's taking a bath right now, but he's hoping he'll make it up over the next week. Now, let me ask you this, Granny. You've dealt with Ulfnir before. Is he the kind of person to catch up, or is he a person who will miss payments for a while until you have to apply it right him under pressure?
I think it's more the latter. He may the excuse may be genuine. It may be like, no, he doesn't. He actually doesn't have the money, but he's not going to go out of his way to actually pay what we think he owes us, unless we pressure him.
Okay.
So he'll just hope that we forget or let it slide or something like
Yeah, I think if I see that ledger, I'll just be like, Slisk, head over to the pawn shop and break something.
that. Yeah, yeah. So I think I just say, yeah, Ovner was light again. I think the buzzards outside have been on him as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, just let them know that we know.
Yes,
Don't
Lisk has a
don't
Yeah,
pep at his step getting to go beat down on Ulfnir or break his stuff. So
yeah,
he
don't hurt
heads
him.
out.
Just break his stuff.
As you say, Uncle.
just make sure nobody from the authorities sees you, right?
Ugh, I've done the job before, old woman.
Yeah, and you've done it well sometimes and badly sometimes. Just making sure this is one of the times to do it well.
Woo will laugh. Better listen to Granny if you know what's good for you. Ugh.
And
Shoves the door open.
I think as Slisk leaves, that's whenever I come in, I pass him in the doorway and say, watch out, kind of as I come on in that, there are eyes on us.
All over us.
Yeah.
Carging
You sure are.
authority.
I picked up one of those droids over at Parks.
Oh, we were just talking about taking those apart for scrap
Yeah, I should have thought of that. Could have brought it back here.
next time. Any more
So,
trouble with the Atkins cover?
No, I mean, I gave him the runaround for a little while. They're not anything to really worry about at this point, but, it's something we should watch. Um, the Atkins didn't send the probe droid, right? No.
I can't
That's got to
remember.
be the authorities, right?
yeah, that's what I think.
Um, it sounds like the Atkins supply is drying up. And we have a suggestion here that maybe we could go do a run for them and pick them some spice to sling. Um, we also have a suggestion that we should sling the spice ourselves. So I was thinking
Woo's
maybe
like, you can move it, Goph. You know you
yeah,
can.
maybe we kill two birds with one stone. We go pick up their spice and then we sell it.
Well, aren't they running low on spice?
Yeah. So we go to their supplier,
Oh,
grab their spice, and then we sell it.
grab the little that they have left,
Mm.
and okay.
Oh wait, just it sounds like there's not clarity. They do not have much here.
They
They
have
have a supplier off beach, like inland, who they will go get more spice from.
yeah.
Okay, cool. All right,
So
just
we're
making
gonna
sure.
we're gonna find their supplier. We're gonna like maybe take their money, get the spice with that, and then sell that spice ourselves and fuck them over.
Good stuff.
It's a risky move with the authority watching us.
That's true.
Could be better to do the run, make friends with them, and let them take the heat for trying to sell it later.
What's the relative size of our gangs?
Oh, good point. Uh, the Akin clan definitely have you on numbers. I think they're like 20 strong. That said, 10 of them are little scrawny nothings,
Mhm.
and 10 of them are noteworthy.
Mm. So maybe we don't fuck them.
Oh, you've definitely got them outgunned. You've got swoop bikes. They don't.
Oh, okay. Maybe we do fuck them.
They're a street gang of basically they sling and deal in drugs on the streets, and the only reason they have numbers is that they're a Rhodian set of extended families.
Hmm. Um, or maybe we grab their spice for them and put them to work for us. Like if they're gonna sling spice, then we get a cut. Then best of both worlds.
That could work.
Put a little muscle on them.
Yeah,
Or
but
we,
okay. I like the idea if we take a cut, it'll be extra work to watch them and make sure they're not going to double cross us.
I
You
mean,
think that's good work
we
for
could double cross us,
Slisk?
give them a beat down every now and then.
Think that's good work, good job for Slisk?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
we could also just try to starve them. Like when they send someone else to do a run, we force them.
Mm.
Woo, who normally doesn't raise her hand to talk, but does when Granny is talking. It's a lot of opportunity coming up over the next week. They're going to make more money, more credits with this Lemmy Championship that they'll make after it. We could starve them out, but they're going to lose out, and we'll lose out as well.
Yeah, I like the idea of cashing in on that opportunity, but making them take the risk for it.
Okay,
Sound like a
Unc,
good.
you going to talk to Kina? Kina is the head of the Akin clan.
Yeah,
You think we can build something long term with them?
yeah. I mean, if we can get them to work for us, that'll be a good long-term plan.
Mm-hmm. But do you think we can keep that going, or do you think they'll turn on us as soon as they get
They will turn on us 100%. So we're gonna
then
make sure it
yeah.
hurts when they do.
Yeah, I mean more creds is more creds.
And that's whenever Gopher pulls out her take for the day, which has been fairly lucrative. It's higher than normal because there's a lot of deliveries happening. And I
Mm.
think mixed in, there's actually a little bit of spice, a little bit of, illicit material that people have paid in trade.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. Sounds like you have a contact, right?
I'd probably know someone who could do the movement. Yeah.
I mean, an involuntary contact with one of the with Matto. You said it was
I'm sorry?
Matto was tailing you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like an in.
Do we want to pick him up?
Yeah,
Pick him up, shake him up a little bit.
yeah. Go out and let him tail you again, and we'll grab him.
Okay.
Awesome. Cool. So we're at our midpoint. So we will be taking our midpoint break here, but when we come back up, Gopher's gonna lay a trap for Mato. Sounds awesome.
Awesome.
All right. So you guys have come up with 12% of a plan. By the way, where is that from? I've heard that in a movie, right? I have 12% of a good plan. Is that from the D&D movie? Is that
No, it's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. What's what's Uncle's next move?
I think we send Gopher out and then wait for them to
Right, you're gonna.
attack him.
That's right. That was the plan. Was
I think we like I think our part of the plan is like waiting around a corner somewhere to jump the guy.
And so is the plan that I pull him somewhere and you guys jump him, or that I bring him in? Um,
I mean, he's probably not going to come into the hotel, so I mean, jumping him by like lead him into an alley or something, and we'll just like, hey,
and are
how's
we
it
going to
going?
use him as leverage with Kina in our negotiations, or are we going to, you know, act like? Are we going to play good cop, or are we going to play bad cop?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think my plan is like we spook him and then like get him to take us to Kina, right?
Okay. So a little bit of good cop.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I
Sounds
mean,
good.
if we want to be friendly with them, I mean, we want to be friendly, but we want them to be afraid of us.
yeah.
So um, we don't want to overtly threaten them, I don't think.
We want to present strength and offer them an opportunity.
Yeah,
Okay. So let me toss out a suggestion. So we want it to look like we're badass,
Yeah.
but still friendly with them. Um, do we have a member of our crew? Oh, okay. I'm going to suggest we have Hula wants to be a crew member, right?
Uh,
And hasn't been visible as a member of the crew. How about if we set them up uh, near where Mato is, or bring him in or something like that, and we fake kill Hoopla,
oh my God.
um,
wow.
Hula, so that we're not really killing him, right? We're just making it look that way, so it looks like we're badass, and he's scared, and he wants us on his side. Do you think?
yeah, but
Do you think?
if we start cooperating with them,
Mhm.
and I mean, Hula hangs around here,
That's
it's
true.
very likely that they're going to see him. So
Okay.
I think it's enough to just like this person is following you, and we get the drop on them,
We
and
just
then
like,
we talk to them. I think that's enough to show that, oh, you're trying to do this, we're already two steps ahead.
yeah,
Okay.
I think that's enough.
Good.
yeah, we know what you're doing and we're not afraid to confront you about it.
Nice. I like it. Cool. So let's cut to the setup. If you jump into the Niamos map, I think you find Mato um near the edge of the strip. So he's hanging out at the corner where Sun City Cafe is. That's 14 on the map. I'll screen share it so we're all on the same page. Or you can just
Hilltop.
yeah,
Well, then we click on you and go to it.
exactly. That's why I clicked on it. Yeah. So right here is Sun City Cafe. It's right at the edge of the strip. The authority gets pretty heavy here, but he can hang out at the corner and then place dumb or whatever. But that's where you find him, Gopher. So what's the lure? You just what, gonna like ride by and look alluring? What's the plan?
Yeah, I think I'm going to ride by, loaded for bear, looking like I have a juicy target, right? Like, there's someone coming through, like a lot of a lot of what do you call them? Restaurant containers and that kind of stuff.
Mm.
That I'm making a delivery, and I was trying to figure out. I don't want to do this around 14 or on the strip or anything. I wanted to see if there's a good place that I could take him So Uncle, where do you suggest we get the drop on him?
I mean, if you can get him to like corner of 8th and ninth down there, like just somewhere like away from stuff, like both our stuff and authority. Uh, like
Yeah.
go
So it looks
across
like down there, there's like a shoe store and stuff. There's a
yeah.
dance club, right? 23?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's a big, very popular with the tourists
So we probably
dance
want to
club.
go more interior, like
Yeah,
around, ninth and seventh or something like
yeah.
that. So
Just
we'll,
somewhere where there's not a lot of folks.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So that's the plan is we'll set up like uh,
Unless we want to keep it in a fairly public space, just to make sure or reduce the risk that someone does something rash.
Mm. I think getting him isolated like is gonna scare him more. Like if
Yeah,
you can like
yeah,
lead him
that's
down
true.
a blind alley and then we come into the alley
Yeah,
behind.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Oh, I
it'll
love
and it'll
that. Yeah,
keep
yeah,
the heat off of from the authorities off of us.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Just somewhere where he can't like run easily.
Cool. Yeah, I dig that. Now, last question, and then we're gonna jump into it. Is this just Granny and Uncle waiting at the alley, try to keep the numbers and keep the control, or do you want to have show up in force and have a few other gang members?
Granny, what do you think?
I think it's better to keep it to just us, partly because it's more fun to
Mm,
play it that way, but
yeah,
partly also like where the inner leadership circle, the less other people know, the better.
yeah, yeah. And also like showing him that we don't need a whole bunch of guys to take on one ruffian.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. All right. Gopher, you spot him on the corner. You're trying to be a lure. I think that there is not tension involved in this role. He's not going to fire a shot at you. But I'm going to say this is just normal difficulty. Let's see how it goes, though. There could be complications even I haven't thought of.
yeah, so I think this is going to be badass. Um, and let's say this is probably still hog. So I think that gets me to 6, depending on how I'm riding. And you
Yeah,
said it was normal difficulty?
it is.
I think I'm going to toss in a carcass well to make it 7.
Never a terrible idea.
Yeah. And I'm going to roll that. Is
I
threat
don't
involved?
I don't think well, I was going to say tension's not involved in the role
Tension.
because of him, but I do think there is tension because you're doing this at the strip knowing there's
Mm.
authority around. So I am going to say there is tension involved in the role.
Okay. Sounds good. I got 3 successes and 2 ones.
Oh my. And it was a difficulty of 2, so you do lose 2 Kark as a result of that. Ooh, you are nearly out of Karks there. Oh my, that was a painful thing. Do you think it's the stress of this action?
Um, so I think what it is, um, I lure him into the alleyway that we had discussed,
Are you
and
on
it's
your bike?
I'm on my bike
Cool. So
and
he
I
like
turn,
does his little hover skates and comes after
yeah,
you.
and I think he's coming around the corner, and this is where the ambush is, and I have picked up a ion uh rifle
Hmm.
from Granny from back at the office, and I take out his skates, right? So now he's on foot. And what
Nice.
this looks like is, um, as I pull around the corner, my shot isn't very good. I've done it in front of Uncle and Granny, and I think maybe I run into like some debris that's there in the uh alleyway that I should have avoided.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So it's
a
kind
little
of
bit of
banged up my
embarrassment.
bike a little bit, maybe banged me up, and there's some embarrassment and yeah.
Oh, oh, oh. But yeah, he boom pitches forward onto his face under the Duracrete street, and I think Uh, oh, just for a bit of color. I think the Duracrete here, they've mixed in a lot of broken seashells and they're mostly smoothed over, right? But it has that weird pearlescent, almost like a beach bit of concrete.
Mm.
But yeah, he roughs his face up on that. And then you guys step out and you're in an alley away from the authority, away from anybody's prying eyes for at least a moment. Uh, and he looks like, oh, this is bad.
I put a hand up, be like, "You need a hand up," and like without even like waiting for him, just like yank him to his feet.
Hey, 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 no, 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 no. I just wanted to talk to her. That's all. That's all.
Looks like you took a little spill there. You all right?
You're you're the one they call uncle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm
talk.
okay. Sorry, I didn't hear. What did you say?
So talk.
Just I know Gopher moves product and I'm just gonna like offer an opportunity. That's all.
An
That's it. I
opportunity.
just wanted to talk to her.
Well,
Uh
here she is.
hey, so Gopher, you got any spice you want me to move?
I thought you had your own supply of spice.
Yeah, I do. It's just really good right now. We're between shipments.
Oh, yeah. Um, I do my own moving a spice.
Oh yeah? Well, you probably don't have the customers I have. I mean, you could just give it to me for whatever well, what do you sell them for?
Well, you know, I guess I wouldn't have big name customers like, I'm only talking to Sice Noodles.
Huh. Okay. Uh, that's a good get. I heard that she's rolling right now.
Yeah, I've delivered there.
Cool, 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 cool.
Tell us more about this shipment that you're between.
There's a moment where he is trying to decide if he should clam up or spill. And I'd like to see you encourage him to spill.
I'm going to encourage him to spill. Um,
You have all the power right now, other
yeah.
than the fact that the authority isn't that far away. But I do think you guys have effectively reached a point where you're not in tension for this role.
Um, Definitely being badass.
Yeah, feels like it.
Um, I think I'm just gonna use jaw right now. I'm not gonna put my hands on him yet. So it's six. I'm not assaulting him yet. So it's just six dice right now. What's
Oh,
the
it's just
difficulty?
six. I think this is you've got him right where you want him. So we're gonna say it's normal. Maybe it should be harder for him to roll on his people, but it's not.
So it's just two.
Yeah, just difficulty of two.
Okay. Six. That is one, two, three, four successes.
Okay. Cool. And you don't even shove him against a wall. You're just
Yeah.
talking and it's enough.
Just like leaning in and talking.
His
Oh,
little
I think I
droopy.
still have his hand. I think I like helped him up. I still like grabbing his forearm.
Oh wow. He doesn't like that, but he doesn't want to piss you off by yanking it away. He's not that tough. Yeah, my Kino would be pissed if I told you, but like Reven's been sitting on us. Um, our suppliers out of town normally, and he's afraid to come in town. So we've got to go out that way. And I just thought I could like move whatever Gopher's got, stay ahead. You know, we got a lot of kids to feed and stuff.
Well, let's make a deal. You point us at your supplier. We'll go get the stuff for you with your money, of course, and you give us half of what you sell, profits.
It's not a bad deal, but I can't really, I don't have that kind of credits.
You
Um,
can't
I,
pay your own suppliers.
I don't. I have to talk to Kina.
Well, let's go talk then.
You can see there's a bit where he's trying to figure out how do I put this to my own advantage. But he's not that skilled at this yet. Okay, but like maybe I set this up, yeah? I think
Why don't you
Kina
tell
will,
him our cut is 60% and you take 10 off the top?
yeah. Yeah, I'll talk to Kina and come back to you then.
No, we're going to go talk to Kina with you.
And then his little mouth frowns again. Okay. Okay. Sure. That makes sense. Okay. And then he's gonna roll
You
and
need a ride?
he looks down, he kicks off the little bits that make his skates hover skates and it's just boots now. And says, yeah.
Hop on.
Um I I can't help myself with his friends, so I think that the meet with Kina happens at the Knights of the Old Republic dinner and tournament.
Fantastic.
And just so we're clear, I think it's clear, but just so it's clear, this is basically medieval times, but with Jedi.
Love it.
Um, yes. And now, one of my favorite medieval times jokes of all time comes from the movie Cable Guy with Janine Garofalo as a serving wench, where she says, there are no utensils. In medieval times, they didn't use utensils. So, hence, here at medieval times, we do not provide utensils. Would you like a refill on your Diet Coke? That is my favorite encapsulation of medieval times as an anachronistic silliness. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we pick up with the three of you heading into medieval times, and it's very stylized ancient Jedi Order stuff. And of course the Jedi, there's no Sith here. They don't even mention the Sith. They're just Jedi from different colors. There's the red Jedi, the yellow Jedi, the blue Jedi. Sorry, that's just a great quote from Mandesh. There's being authentic and then there's pure barbarism. You've got to stay on the right side of that line. I had to call that out. That's so good. You guys come in. It's the lights, the spotlights are all on the central area where the Jedi are with their laser swords, their lightsabers, but they're not actually lightsabers, of course. Those are illegal. Um, they are not illegal. They are a controlled
Mm.
weapon that only the Jedi uh, are authorized to use. So, but they do have these cool
Hollow
force.
swords, kind
Yeah,
of.
hollow swords. Yeah. They have, yeah, totally hollow swords. That sounds awesome. And there are people who are pulling based on their area. There's colors within the seating arrangements. So you got the yellow or the gold Jedi and the red Jedi and the blue Jedi. And when you guys enter, all this is going on. It's like the big acrobatics combat ensemble, and Kina is there. Um, he's there with a few members of his gang as well as some attractive hangers on. And one of the girls uh from the motel, and I'm gonna ask Gopher, you know the girls because your sister's all up in that. Who is here entertaining? And if none of the tenants uh make sense, then we can make up a new character and introduce them to.
I think it's Rhea. Rhea's new, and she's happy and smiley and everything. So
Hmm.
she's who's here. Yeah.
Cool. And as a reminder, Rhea is the one who watched the violence at the laundromat. So she is very scared of Uncle. Not for some reason, not as scared of Sen, but definitely nervous around Uncle. She spots you, and her smile falters for just a moment, but then she uh sidles up to Kina. Kina notices you guys, and there is a member of Kina's gang who is he's done time. He's probably the toughest member of the gang. And I need to give him a name. So we're gonna call him Sierra. Sierra is here. He's kind of their version of you, Uncle.
Mhm.
He's older, he's done time, he's lost an eye. Uh, he's not afraid to get into a fight. He's maybe a little too violent to run the gang. And Kina sees you guys. He glances back to make sure that Sierra's noticed this. And then he gives Mato a look like, what the hell are you doing? Mato says, Mato, by the way, younger, like early 20s, not many prospects outside of this gang. Thinks that he's an up and comer, thinks that he's like the next in line. He's not the next in line. If he's the next in line, this gang is in trouble. Keena's, hey, what brings a bunch of moteliers? What do you Gundarks want?
Mato here said he's got a proposition for us. Isn't that right, Mato?
Yeah, yeah, real opportunity. They're going to make the run for us to the supplier. But it's going to be a big cut. They're taking 60. 60? We're slinging all the hash and we're going to get the eye of the buzzards.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's not
Nah,
70.
nah, man, nah. Oh, I got other areas, other avenues. Half, I, I tell you what, we'll give you guys 40 and then we're good. You have almost no risk. All the risk is on me, and we've got to do almost all the work.
Yeah, it's almost like you'd be working for us.
And Kina, he pauses, but Sierra, you see Sierra like slides his hand down. You're pretty sure he's gripping a blaster pistol
Hmm.
at this
Hmm.
point. Rhea starts um very quietly whimpering because you are here and you are threatening violence and she's about to witness more of it. Uh
Does she whisper anything to Kina?
yeah, you should take it.
Like maybe like I might like I catch her eye and be like, I don't know.
I
She's
mean,
gonna
if you prefer that we you know happen to come upon whoever's doing your delivery and then sell your stuff for cheap, um, we can do that.
We'd like to keep things friendly though.
here's what we'll do. 50-50. And the 50-50 profit to you, but you guys got to go in half because I'm not going to give you the money for the purchase. Just have you walk away with that with no sweat.
Granny, Gopher.
And then to speak
Sounds doable.
mechanically, it will be a heavy leverage for you guys. You're not going to
Mhm.
go broke if you lose this, but you're going to be strapped if you go on this run and pay for half of this and they don't move it. It's, you know,
Yeah.
all
Sounds
right.
doable.
Okay. Well, I don't know if the authorities is up your shebs as they are ours. We need to find some place to hand over our part of the buy.
And they're living in our ships.
I'm going to send Dots to you. She'll bring the creds. She knows where the supplier is. The supplier knows her. And there's a moment where Sierra looks annoyed. Like he expected that he would be going on this. Dots is important to us. Don't get her hurt. She can take care of herself.
Noted.
I kind of put my arm around her. Oh, we'll keep her safe. Don't worry.
By the way, Dots is is a Rhodian, female Rhodian.
Mhm.
She's got the Rhodian identification of a female, which is a bit of a shock of hair.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I quite like that picture of a female
Mhm.
Rhodian there. They're all green skin. Well, no, not green, not all. Sierra and Dots are, but Dots is not an Akan. So,
Right.
uh, she says, "Yeah, this sounds good. You want me to go with you guys now?" And Kina says, "Nah, you don't go with him now. I got to get you the creds. I'll send her your way
Where to find us?
tonight." Okay.
I kind of pat Matto on the shoulder. Be like, sorry about your cut, kid. Maybe better luck next time.
Kina says, "You're cut? Come here. Let's talk, Mato."
Yeah, I said a little bit too loud.
Yeah. And Kina catches that and he's like, "Come here, Mato. Let's talk." And they're gonna let you guys go without any kind of incident. So, any scenes you guys want before Dots shows up with the creds?
I'd
Um,
like,
go.
I was going to say, I'd like to talk about how we're going to actually make this delivery. Um, with Granny and Uncle and anyone else in the crew that we might want.
Um,
I
Remind me
might
how to
suggest that
expect the
Gopher have
conflict.
some kind of scene to recover some carks.
That's what I was
Oh,
going to ask about.
that
Gopher's looking
too.
a little low.
Um,
Yeah, and I think this is just for the mission. I think this is like going the full crew. This is because this is
Yeah, it's a
important.
ride.
We need to
Yeah.
bring everyone.
We even have a couple shots of Sin in the background, possibly played by a body double. We don't know. She's wearing a helmet.
so yeah, I think so. I agree. I'd like a scene to recover some carks, and I think this is going to be what is it? Charity work.
Hmm.
Ooh.
And I think what this looks like is with we've had some no-shows in my delivery work where the people that I was delivering food to weren't where they thought, weren't where they were supposed to be. So I kind of got stuck with the bill. I went back and they said, okay, well, we'll cut you a deal and, here's a refund. You get it at cost or something like that. And then I'm going to go deliver it. Um, sounds good. I was thinking an orphanage. Um,
Oh.
but I think we've had an orphanage in Swoop Bikes before.
In previous swoop bikes, yes.
What if
We
it's just,
definitely.
what if it's like a soup kitchen
Oh,
that like they
nice.
keep off the way where people are down on their luck and uh so they probably keep that very away from the ocean.
Yeah, let's find a place for it. We're gonna put in number 12 here. We're gonna call it some kind of we'll just call it soup kitchen for now.
It might even be something that the authority kind of appreciates because we keep poor people away from the beach. They're not going around begging so much. So it's
Hmm.
yeah.
Good one. So where do we want to stick it?
What about like C-37 or something like that?
Okay, see. Oh wow. Oh, yeah. Good one. Good one.
Like way away
Mm.
from where they normally keep them.
Let's put it in like a I don't know what color. We'll color it with a different color at some point. I'm not worried about that. Awesome. That is where you go. Okay. Is this a religious run organization, a public good organization? Who runs the soup kitchen? Who's in charge?
Um, I don't think it's a religious organization, but I think it is a social organization. What if it's a group of uh Alderani refugees
Mm.
who run
Ooh,
this, who stepped up? They're like, people were here whenever we needed it. We're giving back.
Yeah, that's good.
that's awesome. Love it. Oh, they probably named it after something from Alderaan then.
Mm.
Ooh.
That's high. I'll think about that. That's cool. If anyone has suggestions, let me know. And I think I misspelled Alderaan, but anyway, sweet. Then let us. Do they know you? Is this a thing you've done before? Is this your?
Yeah, I've been here
Okay,
before because I have easy access to food. And it's easy for there to be overages and stuff like that, so I drop off what I can. Um,
I think it's also useful to us that the people who go there know that we're helping them because that means they see something on the street and they go tell us or something like that. So it's
nice.
also can build an information network.
Oh, we got to stick one. A member from that soup kitchen, our neighbors. That's awesome. I love that.
and I did a quick search on cities and on Alderaan. There's a terrarium city, so I think the Alderani places call different locations or different charities that they run after different cities, so that it lives on. And I think this one is Terrarium City.
Nice. All right. For charity work, what you do is you make an unopposed, meaning no tension, roll for cool plus heart. I'm going to set the difficulty here. They definitely know you and will be happy for the delivery. So call it just a normal difficulty. And as long as you have a success, then you roll a d6 and recover that many carks.
Okay. And normal is 2.
Yes,
I can't spend any cards, so
you
let me roll
can,
that.
but it's kind of
Uh,
it's a spiral.
that's 2 6s, which I
Excellent.
think
And
just
it's no
barely makes
tension,
it.
so you're fine.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
And then I
It does.
roll
So roll a single d6, and that's how many you get back. Good luck. All
a
right,
4.
4 carks is pretty good.
Yeah.
Cool. We will define that Alderani, but they're very thankful. Thank you, Gopher. Actually, would they know you as Gopher, or do they know you by your?
Ooh, they know me as Sakara's sister.
Ah, cool.
Mm.
Sakatra's sister. Yeah.
Yeah, Sakatra's sister. I know you're Sakatra's sister, they say, but what's your name? What should I call you?
Um, you can you can call me Velens.
Thank you, Valens.
Yeah.
You have always been such a giving person to us. You understand this cause that we're serving.
Things have to balance out. And I'm happy to do this for those that need. As are everyone within my group, you know, the the Gundarks. We all do what we can to help those who are in need.
Thank you. Cool. All right. So, any other scenes before Dots shows up?
Thinking maybe we could do I don't need more carbs, but I'd like more carbs. If we do like when she shows up, like we are the gang is like having a pre-ride party at the motel.
Fun.
And she is invited in, and that might fall under bonding with fellow gang members, kind of. Or is it like this is just what we do before a big ride, like have a get fucked up and fist fight in the parking lot.
Yeah. Cool. That sounds lovely. I think we should name our. I've got a cool pic of a Faline who's a member of the gang. I think we should name him and have him enjoying the festivities. I don't have an easy Faline name generator because I just don't.
Um, Tummel Crick,
Hummel?
Tummel Tummel.
Oh, I like that.
And is Tomo Crick kind of our party master?
Yeah.
Sure. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, he's convinced some of the girls to come in, and he's taking care of that, and he's picked up some meat from Carp's meat shop and some intoxicants for everybody to get a little messed up, but not too messed up, he says.
Yeah.
Not too messed up. We still got a ride, guys.
And we'll do some grilling in the parking lot too.
Oh, that's awesome. And as you guys are partying down, of course, there's the Biscuit Baron, the two guys in their speeder. They're still keeping track of things. You see another one of those probe droids high up, but like low enough for you to hear it
Mhm.
as it cycles overhead. Play some loud music, few Sice Noodles greatest hits kind of thing played over a little boom box.
Mhm.
And that sounds awesome. Who do you want to have a moment to bond with?
Any, I think if you want to, yeah.
Yeah, Granny is definitely down to party. So,
Um, yeah, I think like there's a bottle of something in hand and put a big meaty arm around Granny's shoulders and be like, that felt like it worked out pretty well this morning, this afternoon at the Jedi place, right?
yeah, she takes her own bottle and kind of brings it against it. Yeah, I think you're doing a good job steering us towards um, profits.
You think I did good?
Yeah,
Really? Okay. You did get to
yeah. Don't doubt yourself this way. Kind of smacks him on the chest.
yeah,
You got
yeah,
this.
yeah. I just, I'm not Max. I don't know how to talk real good, so I just kind of rely on being me. But yeah, thank you and Gopher. Uh, it's good having you there.
We got your back.
Yeah, I couldn't have done that by myself.
That's why we're in a crew.
I think that Sierra guy was about to throw down.
could be, but he didn't.
He knows what's good for him, right?
Yeah, I mean, he wants to keep enjoying the company of those cute Trojan girls, right?
Right. Yeah. If something happens, he can lose the other eye, I guess.
I like it. That's good. So, that's 5 carks for you guys to split how you wish.
Let's see what we got there. You want to take three and I'll take two?
Yeah, sure.
Minutes up there. Cool. And that's probably the scene that Dots rolls in on.
Yes. Dots is delivered via a speeder, not a speeder bike, but like an actual jalopy of a speeder. Oh, heck, no, I think it's a ground vehicle, right? And driven by none other than Sierra. And he watches as she steps out and briskly moves across the parking lot. She looks like she's dressed um to travel, not really dressed necessarily for a party, and seems a little surprised when she comes in and sees everybody like drinking and carrying on and listening to
She
music.
immediately gets a bottle in her hand.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. And she will drink a little bit of it and then looks back to Sierra and he nods, but he's mostly looking at you, Uncle, before he drives away.
Yeah, I put my arm around her again, like I did when we met before, and yeah, you just stay close to me, and I'll keep you safe.
Yeah. We drink as much as you want. Room 14 is open for you. You can stay overnight. No problem.
The sooner I come back with the stuff, the better. Are you guys up for making a run now or
We ride at dawn, right?
okay. Okay. So
And get yourself fortified.
she sips on the bottle and she's definitely not planning on getting drunk. She
Yeah.
does not trust you guys well enough for that. She's just trying to play this by ear. What about Gopher? How are you?
I
You
think
see that?
Gopher.
Yeah,
I'm
Granny and
sorry.
Uncle were chatting for a bit.
I
What do
think
you
Gopher
do?
was making her delivery and came back
Mm-hmm.
to the party, so she's a little bit late. I think she sees I'm gonna mess up the name. Dots. She sees Dots, kind of off on her own and kind of goes up and says, "We got this. You don't have anything to worry about." Um, so can you tell us anything about where we're going?
Yeah, a little bit. Um, it's an airfield, really. There's a diner set up. I'm not sure who the guy who runs it pays off to stay out of the authorities, radar or whatever. But there's a warehouse there, and that's where we get things picked up. It only works with us.
How long will it take us to get there?
Well, on your speeder bikes, probably just an hour.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to, you know, see if we need any kind of cover coming in and out. With all this extra attention, it might be good if we can not look like a bunch of bikers going out in the middle of the country and then coming back. Um,
Yeah.
what do you guys normally do? Do you just normally ride out there?
Well, honestly, normally we don't. They bring it in.
Ah,
Normally they just take a hopper and bring it in the commercial, but it's too hot, so everything's all messed up now. Sierra thinks you guys are trying to move in on our territory, but he's not right, right?
Well, that'd just kill everybody. I mean, we've all got more than we can handle with all these people coming in, right?
Yeah, a lot of opportunity. A lot of chance to make a lot of credits here. You know, Keena thinks maybe this could work out good for everybody.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
Smart.
So I think I'm gonna excuse myself from the party, and I'm gonna see if I can't go get us a cover. Um, I'm gonna go talk to some of my regular people. What I imagine here is I'm gonna get us hired as a delivery truck that needs to go
Ooh,
out there, and then the rest of the gang are gonna be on their swoop bikes as protection.
okay,
Yeah.
cool. So you're hoping to not rent a delivery truck, but what, pay somebody for the use of their delivery truck?
No, I'm gonna go to one of the businesses who needs a delivery and get hired and say we can protect you with your stuff coming in. Um, and this would be somebody who might need ingredients or something like that. I'm going to suggest this be the Grand Strand Brewing Company, number 26.
Ooh, the Grand Strand.
So I think they're selling quite a bit of brew right now. I assume this is beer.
Yes.
Um, and um, they're going to need to, get the supplies to, the ingredients to make more um, before the next big thing comes. We don't want them to sell out, of course.
Interesting. Ooh, I think they sell just so we can Star Warsify it. They sell Lum Ale, also known as Lum, a foaming, intoxicating alcoholic liquor,
Awesome.
popular in the Karelian sector, where there were drinking competitions termed lum guzzling. Thank you, Wikipedia.
Oh my God.
I know. Thanks, Wikipedia. Thanks a
Wow.
lot. Yeah, yeah, that's great. While lum guzzling, you must listen to jizz music. Sorry, I couldn't resist it. I'm weak in the face of bad jokes. Okay. Like, part of me wants to make that a role, but part of me just thinks that's great, and I think it just happens. I think that's great. Let's just, yeah, that's a good plan. That's a good cover. That's the kind of thing that would be hand waved by good show producers. So, sure, you are in you've gotten a job as a delivery truck driver for the Lum merchants at number 26, Grand Strand. And they, of course, they are one of those like boutique we have our own, but also they serve regular draft, and that's what you're going to get. I love it. Cool. So you guys are doing it at the ass crack of dawn, kind of.
Yeah.
Is that the idea here? Sweet. Who is Gopher's driving the truck? It's a speeder truck, right? Um, is Granny the kind of person who's gonna ride near the truck? Are you up ahead? Do you trail behind? Where are you at in the line?
I think that Gopher is the road captain, so Gopher is in charge here.
Oh, it's true. Gopher, how do you
Yeah,
set
so
it up?
so I think I'm in the lead, and I think there's a speeder bike on either side. Um, and I'm going to suggest that we have what's their name? Probably Slisk and Wu are in the back of the truck with like big weapons to bear, so if something happens, they can pop out and blow them away. Um, but I think Uncle and Granny are the mobile support.
Nice.
Sure.
A ride out early in the morning, sun starting to rise, and you're headed away from the ocean, right? Maybe the first time you've been away from the ocean in months. That constant sound of the ocean falls away. You just hear the hum of the speeder and the speeder bikes. I imagine Dots is in the passenger side beside you. She does not have a speeder bike, so she would be with Gopher. Uh, you've got Wu in the truck, not riding.
Uh, uh, Wu and Slisk are in the back of the truck,
Okay.
so if somebody tries to hit the truck directly, they can
Yeah.
pop out and shoot their face
Wu
off.
Wu complains about that loudly. She sees she keeps looking out the back of the truck and seeing the road and how much she's missing out on a good
Yeah,
ride.
because she's
But
pilot, that's right.
yeah, man, this is Slisk will make fun of her because, you know, she gave him some hell earlier. The ride out is relatively tranquil. I think we see scenes of how there's this like dead space. Everything is all huddled up against the coast. Oh, cool. Somebody got me a cool pic of a speeder truck. Oh,
Nice.
dope. That is so cool looking. A5 speeder truck phase ones.
Cool.
That is dope. That looks so cool. So now thank you very much for that. That looks it almost looks like a Bell Huey with
Mm,
it's really clever. I like that a lot. So you guys are zooming along and everything's like huddled up against the coast, and as soon as you get away from the sand, the temperature doesn't change, but it's flat and there's scrub brush, but there's very little civilization for long stretches of this ride. And then you eventually, as it's been an hour or so, so the sun is well above the horizon now. You see ahead there's a small airfield, and there are a few warehouses and a tower. And this area is, I think it's less of the sandy beach, it's more grasslands, and it's just flat grass, even though they don't need to worry about landing strips. This is an area that they've got an electric fence, but there's no gate. So you just trail up the road and head through the the non-gated, basically the open area to come in. And as you guys with the truck start coming in, Dots reaches out on her comm to let them know you're arriving. And you see about four guys with blaster rifles step out from the warehouse. And you also see there's a guy up on top of the warehouse with a long blaster rifle. So whatever these guys do, maybe it's not just for the Akin clan. Out on the airfield, you see that there are three different small shuttles. This is not a commercial strip. It's not like people are using this for arrivals and the like. It really looks like a small time industrial airfield, industrial or commercial, meaning they deliver, this is hauling freight, but not on a big scale, off the grid stuff. The majority of the folks here, like most of Niamos, are human, but the person who comes to greet you guys is a Deveronian female. Now, Deveronians in Star Wars, I don't even know if this is canon to but it's legends, but they have very different the gender dimorphism for Deveronians is very, very different. The men look like devils, and female Deveronians actually have a light fur which I think is interesting.
Mhm.
Let me find a pic of a cool Deveronian female. Yeah, in the comics they look like so, although they often shave their horns, at least a lot of the pics I've seen in various comics. We'll say this is generally what the Deveronian female who comes out to you guys. She gives Dots a nod, and this is new. And Dot says, they're helping us out with the shipment. Sorry we couldn't deliver it, but well, you know why.
Do we know why?
Well, what Kina had said was it's too hot, they won't fly in. Everything's getting inspected that comes into the ports and the airfield, starport. Yeah, anything that comes to the starport is getting inspected heavily right now, and they don't want to risk it. So she waves you guys in, and a couple of the guys with the blaster rifles sling them and open up the gate, and she has you pull into the warehouse. And I'm curious, do you guys let them load up the truck, or are you guys loading it up?
Yeah, I think they can load it. I mean, if they're offering to load, I don't see why we would not.
Dot seems to think they're going to load up the truck, so
Yeah.
okay. A couple of the guys with blaster rifles will start loading things up, and this Deveronian female, she introduces herself as Kata, and she will probably talk to Gopher because Gopher, you're the driver, right? She'll say it's going to take us about half an hour. Listen, we're going to put some stuff near the doors that will pass, and then the product is going to be mixed in tighter in.
Of
No
course. And I
guarantees, but
think,
it'll help.
yeah, and I think I'm going to check the product as it comes out, just making sure that, they have, we're getting the spice expected. And I'm going to also inspect the coverage stuff that they have and maybe move a couple of those cases on top of the spice. So it's covered on the top and the sides. Yeah.
Like it. Granny, what are you up to? Do you come inside? Do you stay outside?
I think I'm going inside. Um, just trying to get a look for or feel for how things are laid out. What kind of operation are they running? Do they what are they disciplined? Are they like lax? What's going on in?
Ooh, that's cool. I like that. Let's just give you, I think you're rolling with your head, right? You're trying to keep a good look at things.
Sure.
Unfortunately, I don't think you're being too badass.
I don't think so either, which means I have 4 dice.
Uh, I I think
Unless
if you
this counts
fail, it could
as,
cause to be have tension, but right now it's not a tension involved roll. Normal difficulty.
yeah. Does this involve smuggling?
Oh, for sure. This is all about smuggling.
Yeah. Then I have another die.
There you go.
I'll, and this is standard difficulty or
Yes, normal difficulty of two.
normal. Yeah. I will just roll my 5 dice. 2 successes.
Sweet. Uh, yeah, this is maybe, well, as I mentioned earlier, you realize, oh, this is a pretty professional operation. The Akin clan can't be their only customers. Maybe somewhere else on the coast they're supplying others, but they have a lot of product.
Yeah.
Um, and you also are able to pick up that all of these ships, like this is all dedicated to this operation. It is also a thing that they could pick up and move if they have to.
They're not locked down to this location.
Correct.
They're,
They are
yeah.
not. This is a thing that they could probably set up somewhere else within the space of a month.
Hmm. Hmm. And are there a lot of people here, or
You with that role, you count there are about 20 people involved in this operation.
mhm.
So they're a small gang.
Yeah, yeah, cool.
That's
Yeah. I
pilots,
don't try to,
guards. Yeah. Sorry.
yeah, I don't try to poke my nose anywhere where like I'm not wanted. I'm just like taking an interest and like taking the opportunity to look around while I'm following like what they're doing and checking a bag here and there or a crate or whatever they're storing it in just to make sure everything looks okay.
Has Uncle ever done time?
Hmm. Um, I don't think so.
Has Granny ever done time?
Yeah, I think so. Um, I think she's done. I think she was like in and out of the equivalent of juvie when she was young, but she's done like one serious stretch of like 5 years or something, or serious stretch, but like 5 years um, in a pretty rough place.
Nice.
But that
There's
was
a
a few years back. She's well out of it.
there's a Togrutan male here who what did you do this serious stretch for? Before I go any further, I just
Um,
want to understand that.
yeah, I think this was like it was actually a hit on someone, but they talked it down to a manslaughter, the equivalent, like sort of
Oh,
thing.
were they involved in something, or did you knock out somebody? How did that get knocked down?
I think we just had a good enough lawyer, and it was circumstantial enough that we could they couldn't prove like the more serious charge.
Okay, with that knowledge, then there's a Togrutan female who is one of the guards who you recognize from when you did time. She
Ooh.
recognizes you too.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll talk to her for sure.
Let's say that her name is Vika Vika Saris, and she wouldn't know you by Granny, of course. So she says, Sistro.
Vika, and I kind of like I don't know what would we do, like a fist bump
Yeah,
uh, yeah,
fist bump sounds
something
fun.
like a respectful greeting, uh, sort of thing.
How have you been?
Good. You? You got a good operation going here.
Yeah, yeah, it's been good. We're making do. You're involved with the Akin clan?
Maybe for now, at least, it's a new thing.
Good. Well,
You have you worked with them for long?
since I got out,
Hmm.
I mean, I tried to find a regular job, but that wasn't happening.
Yeah,
Recidivism, all that.
yeah, yeah. I went back to the crew, so I've got my hands full.
And we keep things pretty clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So the Rhodians, they keep things tight with you.
they haven't screwed us over yet. They better not. Boss wouldn't like that.
I imagine.
You should be careful though. Nobody should screw over our boss. They're
We definitely
dangerous.
don't intend to. With,
Good.
but this, I don't know. This us doing this run may just be a one-time thing. We'll see.
Huh. Are you at the beach?
Yeah,
Maybe I'll look you up.
sure. We're at I don't remember the Night Blossom
Okay.
on whatever the street is, Fifth Street. Uh,
Maybe I'll see you
what street?
around.
Sixth Street. Yeah, yeah.
Her comm beeps and she answers it immediately. Yeah, boss starts walking away and you hear
I just.
someone checking in.
Mhm.
What about Uncle? Just taking it easy while they finish loading up.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to like perform just being like hired muscle, like not like walking around and be like I'm in charge here. It's kind of like laying low, kind of not in a not trying to go incognito or anything, but you're like not making a fuss just to see like what how the regular guys are kind of reacting and being treated. Scope the place out from the inside, I guess.
They're impressively professional. Like these guys work fast. They're not screwing around. They don't make jokes. And it's definitely a different tone
Mhm.
after last night's party and everything. These guys know what they're doing. And you get the feeling that this is just one customer to them.
Yeah. Maybe at some point, like I need it. Like I gotta make small talk. Okay, here we go. Busy day, huh?
Cool. Let's say that you're talking to Kata, unless you wanted to just find one of the scrubs who are
It was the
working.
one that you knew in prison, is that right?
There's Vika, who is Tagruta, who was in prison with Granny.
Oh,
You saw her speak with Granny. Uh, Kata is the woman who greeted you guys and
oh yeah.
directed you into the warehouse.
Yeah, I'll talk with Kaden.
Okay. What was the intro statement again?
It's like a busy day, huh? Like kind of implying that we're not the only customer, but just kind of like be casual about it.
Oh, yeah, we've had to flip things around as soon as Cognis decided that we weren't going to go into the port. We now have to have everybody come to us. It's costing us a little bit, but
Do I know who that is? Is that their
no,
boss?
first you've heard that name.
August, yeah. Is that the boss?
There's a moment where she realizes maybe I shouldn't be having such a casual conversation, but yeah, yeah, Cognis
Runs,
runs things.
runs a clean operation.
Yeah, very clean. Um, we like to repeat customers.
Yeah, good business. They treat y'all well.
Yes, Cognis treats us very well.
Good, good.
No
Again, good
complaints.
business.
Um, you run this gang?
I'm yeah, I'm just kind of filling in right now. Just, we had a leadership vacuum recently, so
Hmm,
everyone pitches in.
that will work. You need somebody to be in charge. Who makes the hard calls?
kind of a we have a kind of a central council, I guess. It's more of a yeah. We're still figuring it out. We had a we had a bit of a bump recently.
Oh, well, I hope you guys get things sorted.
Me too. And hey, if you ever need some help with any of your stuff, we're pretty busy back in town, but always open opportunities.
She glances over at Dots. So you guys aren't the Akin clan. Do you move product?
No, I can moves for us.
Oh, that's new. They never mentioned it.
Yeah. Sometimes without one single leader, you can be more flexible in your business structure.
Hmm. Okay. What do I call you?
Uncle.
I hated my uncle.
Mm.
He was a bad
Sometimes
guy.
being hated is the way to do the job, unfortunately.
Okay.
I think we're getting to get along just fine.
Well, do you want to establish some kind of work? Or do I just keep working through the Akin clan for movement?
You mean slinging?
Yeah.
I'd have to discuss with the rest of the council, but yeah, we're open to talking.
She hands you. I'm trying to think Star Wars wise, like how do you give somebody your contact details? Yeah. But she gives you her contact details. We will fill it in later with how that exactly works if it isn't writing something on a piece of paper. Well, once you talk to your council, if you're interested in something outside of what they're doing, give me a call.
I'll do that.
Then one of the guys who was moving things up works with Gopher to make sure that Gopher is pleased with the setup, and they close up the truck. It's pretty tight in there now, Gopher. Like, do you still want both Slisk and Woo in the back, or do you want one of them to ride with one of the bikers? How do you want to set that up? You already planned this ahead, right? This is, of
Yeah.
course, all part of the plan. You're a road captain. You're good at your job. I'm just curious how you imagine it
Yeah, I
going.
think that now's the time. We've heard enough complaining about from Woo. Woo needs to get on a bike. Um, I don't think we brought a spare, so who's she gonna ride with?
Well, of course, Tummel would love for Woo to ride with him, but Woo would rather
Ah,
ride with Granny.
let's say that actually Tummel suggests that Woo rides with him, and she gets on his bike to drive it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the price that must be paid. You want me to ride with you, then I am the driver. And Tummel says, "Okay, sure." And he'll get behind her and put his hands on her hips because he seems that's the fringe benefit of this thing.
I think she gives him a look and then hands him a blaster pistol, right? Yeah.
That's awesome. So you guys back the speeder truck out, head back out through the open area past the electrified fence and hit the road. And uh it's another bit where it's like the opposite. Instead of heading farther and further away from civilization, you see more and more. You see there are more ships that are coming in and landing at spaceports near the coast. You end up passing by a few delivery trucks that are making their way from various areas deeper inside Niamos. And then I think Gopher Wu would like ride up ahead, scout, and come back. And at one point, she calls back to you and everybody, right? You could probably have a channel, a secured channel.
Mhm.
You got a roadblock up ahead. And I think maybe we stop right there.
Nice.
Cool. All right, we got a few questions at the end of session to resolve, and then we'll do a bit of some stars and wishes. Did you clash with someone who threatened your people, your club, and the locals who matter to you?
If we did.
Not other than the droid I shot down, but I don't think that's
I think
quite
that's
on that.
conflict with the law, which is a future
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you add to the legend of your gang?
Did a little bit.
Yes.
So a little bit, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then did you have a conflict with the rival or the law? Yes. So that's two. That's two XP for everybody. And then now we'll go around. These are individual questions. Granny, did you live up to your rep or fulfill your role or rank in the gang?
I think I did, like giving Uncle some advice there, and keeping him on the right path.
Awesome. Did you support another member of the gang when they needed you?
I don't think there was any need for that really.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
unless we count like the negotiation, but I wasn't a big part of that.
Yeah.
Do you
We're gonna.
think like Gopher was followed and we were kind of supporting her by like trying to
Yeah, but that was kind of our trap.
yeah,
So
okay, that's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that'll be one more XP for you for the rep. Gopher, did you live up to your rep or fulfill your role or rank in the gang? I'll say yes. You were road captain and you set all this up. Did you support another member of the gang when they needed you?
Um, I think I supported NPC members of the gang.
Mm.
Does
Cool.
that count?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
That's why I kept it like
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
loose on that. So
I
two
think
XP for
between
you.
Wu and you know, maybe Dots is going to be a member of our gang. So, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Cool. I like it. And then Uncle, did you live up to your rep or fulfill your role or rank in the gang?
Sure did.
Nice. And then did you support another gang member when they needed you?
Yeah, I don't know if I did.
I think your plan with, hey, we're going to get together with this gang and, take half their stuff. I think all of those were, supporting the gang in general.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Also, throwing a big party. I think that's also
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That sounds great.
support.
Awesome. That is good. That's all the XP stuff. Let's roll to wishes. So we start with the wishes so we can end with stars. Who has wishes?
I'll start with, I like the idea that, so we're going to have Greg and, um, okay, we're going to have both of them back,
Yes.
next
Next
session.
week it should be the full
And
gang.
I'm excited to see them drop in right as the fireworks go off.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I am also excited for the whole gang. Oh, fireworks. Awesome. Andesh, any stars? Or sorry, any wishes? Sorry.
Um, I think I'd like to get in because part of the chaplain's duties is to do with like the vigilante justice thing
Mm-hmm.
thing. Um, so I wouldn't mind seeing something to do with that.
That sounds great to me. And then Mark, did you have any
Um,
wishes?
I'm curious to see where the thing with the Rhodians is going to go. Um, yeah, I think the wish is kind of like seeing, or at least start to see what the resolution of that looks like. Whether they're going to push back super hard or decide that working with us is going to be a good idea. And then maybe looking at the bigger picture and working with the dealers.
Cool. Love it. All right. Mark, we'll stick with you. Do you have any stars?
Yeah, everything super fun. um, yeah, just everything was great. Getting like the little spinning the whole thing off of the situation of Gopher being followed was great. You gave us a lot of really good hooks in the meeting with Wu and uh, the lizard guy. Um, yeah, and then just like the whole yeah, everything just felt really tight today. Everyone did their stuff. The connection scenes were really great. Um, yeah, both Granny and Gopher were really fun to watch and play with. Yeah, it's just like good, good excitement and fun stuff while we're doing stuff, and then like building up to like looking forward to next week as well. So good all around.
Excellent. And then Steven, did you have any stars?
Yeah, so I like the world that's being built here with all of the I guess it's work that you've put in with all of Nimos and the city work and building the environment and being like, oh, whenever we needed it, we put in a soup kitchen, right? And it fit in really well. And there were a lot of businesses I kept looking and like, oh, there's a couple of taverns here. There's all these nice, restaurants we can go. So that really helped bring it out. I like that. And the trip out of the city and the difference between, where we've been, that helped a lot too. Yeah, that was very good.
Cool. 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 Dash, stars from you?
Yeah, similar. The collaborative world building, I think, worked really well. I loved the soup kitchen. That was really good. Um, and having this tense negotiation with the Rhodians, that was a lot of fun. Um, I yeah, it was good all around, and things moving along, but having this leaving the right amount of space to do these character scenes. I think it was a good mix of plot and character moments.
I really like this mix of characters. I like some of the pressures that are happening. I'm happy that we got a chance to see Uncle dealing with but yeah, but like who's in charge? Oh, it's a council of people. Yeah, but like okay, how does that go? That was fun and seeing Uncle defend the status quo, but also realize, oh, maybe things are going to need to change was fun. I like the bit that we had there. I really enjoyed that we got to do a little bit of building on the past, what some of Granny's past. That was interesting to me. I'm curious to learn more about whatever it was she was pinched for, and that was fun. Uh, I'm happy that folks engaged with the two new gang members. I think it's fun to have some NPCs who are there as color and also, potential cannon fodder. It's always nice to not have to end the ride for a PC, but still have some definite threat on the table. So I appreciate you guys on that. This was fun, fun session. Looking forward to more with you guys next week. And with that, we'll stop the recording here.